I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Pain heals. Chicks dig scars. Glory lasts forever.
At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought.
We will be perfect in every aspect of the game. You drop a pass, you run a mile. You miss a blocking assignment, you run a mile. You fumble the football, and I will break my foot off in your John Brown hind parts.
Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
Screw them. This is your time. Now go out there and take it.
It's 106 miles to Chicago. We got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it.
My, oh my, what a week we've had. We've crowned a champion.
We have a champion.
We have a Final Four in the NFL.
We have that.
Coaches have been hired.
We have that.
Coaches have been fired.
True that.
And there is plenty of blame to go around no matter which way you shake it.
And we're back.
Welcome back to another episode of the Armchair 30. My name's Ryan. Across from the desk as always is Kelly. Kelly, what's going on, dude?
Man, you're coming in hot. I love this. I love this
Dude.
energy. You're all kinds of amped up. Is it liquid? Is it just natural?
Got my protein in this morning.
Got some endorphins running?
Got my protein in this morning. Did a couple errands. You know, I'm typically my wife's little errand boy for whatever reason. She's like, oh, you work from home, so why don't you go do some of these things for me that I don't want to do myself? And it's like, all right, cool. So then that gets the juices flowing, you know.
You're coming in hot.
I got a haircut yesterday, feeling great. Confidence is up.
That's a haircut?
It was.
No joke.
Yeah.
I'll BG.
Yeah. Should have seen it before. I mean, you were giving me a lot of crap for being a little disheveled a couple weeks ago. So
You've been wearing a hat probably the last 3 or 4 episodes, so I haven't actually seen the
cleaned
whole
up the
thing
sides, cleaned up the back. You know, we're doing up a little different style than what I normally do. Yeah. What is that? A zero?
Yeah. You like that? That's called the no guy shave.
You save hundreds of dollars on shampoo every year.
Barbasol.
Yeah.
Barbasol
sensitive. It's a good thing we're not a full-blown company because I saw somewhere in another country that apparently calling somebody bald is now considered sexual harassment.
Oh, no joke.
Yeah. Yeah. So you might want to look into that wherever your place of work is at, I guess. But
I don't care that much about it, to be honest.
I guess if somebody called you a dickhead, maybe.
I'm good with that, too. You've been there.
Yeah.
You know how it goes. You sometimes forget your real name. The number of names and things that you're called.
Yeah, it's great. It's great.
It's what it is. But we've got a champion, Ryan.
And
a champion.
One that I would think
undefeated, undisputed.
Specifically one that I think your generation would have never saw coming.
No.
When you look at the history of Indiana Hoosier sports.
Look 2 years ago.
Well, yeah,
Look,
and I've
3 years ago.
I've got a list that includes some of the best sports comebacks that Fox Sports put together that we'll go over, and we'll see if you agree with it
They
or not.
have been the whipping boy of the Big Ten for
I think
ever.
I think whipping boy is even putting it lightly, considering that Indiana was usually always the team that you're like, all right, we need kind of a homecoming game here, something that's going to get the juices flowing for our fans.
Yeah.
Oh, Indiana, like you guys should come in and play us.
Right. They have been the whipping boy of the Big Ten. I've been a fan since 1979.
Yeah.
Age reveal. I've been a Penn State fan since 1979. And Indiana has forever been
basketball.
The asshat
Yeah.
of the Big Ten in terms of football.
Yeah.
Like just the whipping boy.
They've been a basketball school. I mean, there's there's even a movie about it, right? I mean,
correct.
Yeah.
Great movie.
Yeah.
Was just talking about that the other day. Gene Hackman, R.I.P.
Yeah.
Gene Hackman, what a great performance. What a great movie. If you can't watch that movie and come away feeling good, you're dead. You're dead inside. It's that simple.
Yeah, man. Kurt Cignetti.
Natty
has a national championship. Cincinnati national champions.
16.
And Fernando Mendoza and the rest of the Indiana Hoosiers come away with a win last night against the Miami Hurricane. And it was a great game. We had talked about last week, maybe it was the week prior, looking at previous national championship scores and how those had kind of turned out. And it had been a while since we've actually had any sort of competitiveness within that game. And here we are, man. Like, Miami's got the ball, 2 minutes left. They go down, they score a touchdown, they potentially win. It's all exciting. Indiana does what they do, and they make a play, right?
Yep.
Forces a turnover. Pretty much I think it was the first turnover of the entire game. I think it was pretty clean throughout, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Because Indiana just flat out doesn't turn the ball over no matter what. They're very, very skilled in that aspect of things. They're very disciplined. They don't make mistakes. Mm-hmm. They're a much older team. I think if you look at the average age of their team, I think it's like 20, 21 or something like that, which is another conversation that we can have, because when you look at some of the age groups of the players that are in the national championship and even in the CFP altogether, you've got like a guy like Carson Beck who's asked a question, prior to the game. He's like, did you have any classes this week? And he goes, I haven't had classes in 2 years. Do we have a problem? I don't know. That's for other people to decide. But if you're going into your 5th, 6th year and just pretty much here to play ball, is that a problem?
If you leave it open to Twitter faithful about that comment and not having classes in 2 years,
yeah,
people have some pretty strong feelings about that. I don't care.
Yeah.
Whatever. It is college football. They're not there to go to school, Ryan. Let's not kid ourselves. They're not there to go to school.
But should you be playing college football when you're 23?
I don't know why not. You're playing the Malachi at 16.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
That guy's special.
He's a pretty good little athlete.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's got like Tyreek Hill qualities to him, like young Tyreek Hill when he was with the Chiefs.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I see. I'm sure
Number
somebody
10.
out there that we're friends with will probably say I'm an idiot, even though I heard this morning on the radio somebody comparing Fernando Mendoza to to Andrew Luck, because I made that comment, got completely roasted for it. And I'm like, but there are, like, his build is similar and just kind of how he acts is a little bit similar. I don't think it's that far off. I'm not that stupid.
You're not alone in saying that, because I've heard that at least 2 or 3 different times from various random people, and I don't know how much ball they know or not know, but I've heard that reference multiple times. Social media disgusts me, because you get on there, Mendoza has the game he has last night. Was it outstanding? Was it off the charts? Was it a typical Mendoza type of game from him? No. But people on social media are already claiming he's going to be the NFL bust, and the Raiders and whoever should pass on him.
Interesting.
Because this is what he does in big games. This is what he does. Oh, you mean the
4th and 5?
You mean the quarterback draw where he actually took like 3 lickings that would have concussed most people, and he still stretched out and got the ball? That one?
Or how about the fact he took a crown to the helmet underneath his chin?
Yeah, 3. Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
And
but
still gutted it out?
Our Twitter faithful, or X as they call it now,
dude,
he's going to be a first-round bust, and he's going to be this, and teams should pass on him. It's like, I
should have saved it, but like, give this kid some credit, man. He's a 2-star recruit that didn't even get a walk-on opportunity at his hometown in Miami, right?
Correct.
Goes, does his whole thing. His mom's battling MS, finds his way into Indiana. They do what they do. He wins the Heisman. Then he goes to the national championship in his hometown to play the team that initially rejected him.
Correct.
And beats them for the national championship.
Also correct.
How do you? I'm getting goosebumps just talking about it. Like, how do you write that stuff? Like, some stranger than fiction, right? Like, this is a whole tapestry of stuff that's been working its way around for 3-4 years to that culminates in this moment for him to be in this position. It's undeniable, and especially when you look at his story, and then you even look at, I haven't even really researched much of Curt Cignetti's story, but I know he's had a bit of a trial and tribulation getting to where he's at currently. Yeah. Which is kind of why he is the way that he is. Yeah. And what he's done in just 2 years, and he brought it up during his postgame, he's like, in 2 years, we've lost 2 games. They're like 26-2 with a Big Ten title and a national championship title. Yeah. Which is unbelievable, especially when the year prior, which you just mentioned, I think they had won 5 games, and the year prior before that, I think they won 3 games. Correct. So give some credit where credit is due. You can hate the kid all you want because you're a fan of another Big Ten team, or you think that your team should have made it, even though you're not a part of a conference.
But how?
So you're jealous of those.
But
things.
how? I'm going to interrupt you. But how? Hate on him for what?
Yeah.
For what?
For working his ass off and trying to and basically like manifesting his own destiny after multiple people told him that that's not what he's for. After his mom drove him around from tryout to tryout to tryout to tryout to try to get him this dream and get where he needed to go.
Right? Does he talk smack?
He goes up there and he's the corniest guy in the world, but he's full of nothing but gratitude. And I don't know how you can look at that and go, screw that guy. I hope he fails.
That's what I mean. Tell me how you hate on him. How do you hate on him? Character flaws?
Yeah.
I don't see any. Do I know him? No, I don't know him. But do you see any character flaws? Have you seen any off the field stuff?
Yeah.
I mean, is he failing his classes at Indiana? Is he a complete moron? What do you hate on him for?
Yeah.
You simply hate. We talked about this how many episodes ago? You hate on him what? Because he wins? Because he sounds like a goober during his interviews?
Right.
Because he's, I mean, what do you hate on him for?
At least we had reasons to hate Caleb Williams. Or
I
at least hate on his character and the way that he like acted in public and all of the other things that he did. And then you can go out and prove us wrong on the field, but at least like you're giving us character flaws within your personality and who you are within these interactions with all of it.
Correct.
And it's the same thing. Like when people would tell me about Aaron Rodgers off the field, I'm like, yeah, he's a complete douchebag off the field. But have you seen what he does on the field?
Right.
And I think you can kind of live with it. And I think Bears fans are kind of doing that with Caleb as well, where they're like, gosh, I don't like the nail painting. I don't like everything that he is off the field. But what he's able to do in the fourth quarter specifically.
Winning fixes a lot of problems.
Right.
It makes people forget
But
stuff.
when you start out here, when there's nothing off the field that's even remotely repulsive.
He has a story that should have never landed him in Indiana and absolutely never landed him on a national championship stage.
And a Heisman winner?
Correct. At all. Like, was it Cignetti that said they should make a Netflix documentary about us?
They should.
It's absolutely
insane.
Should. I agree with you.
Every portion of this, the leader at the helm with Cignetti, plus then you have his his five-star general, which would be Mendoza.
Right.
And then the organization that they're at, which has been nothing but, like you said, the Big Ten's whipping boy. They don't exist within the realm of college football at all. And in 4 short years, if you count the 2 previous years plus the 2 years with Cignetti, they are now at the tippy top of the world. And they're not going anywhere.
They're not. It's way too early. Preseason rankings for 2026-27 are already out, and Indiana's still in the top 3, which they should be.
I think the most telling part of this is, like, you look at Cignetti holding up the trophy, doing the interviews and all that stuff. He smiled a couple of times, but he doesn't look like a guy that's totally satisfied yet.
He wants to go have a beer, he said.
Yeah.
How are you going to celebrate? I'm going to go have a beer.
Yeah.
And he smiled when he said it.
Yeah.
I mean, tip of the cap to that guy.
But I mean, he's not losing his mind. He's not
No.
going out of control. This isn't anything like I think he understands the moment, but I also think this is a guy that is, I think he's so laser focused on what he wants. And I think based on what I've seen here, he's the guy that wants to be the best all time.
Yeah. Well, he's certainly put himself on one hell of a platform that's going to be hard for any coach to reach. And I know it's one national championship. Oh, you guys are riding his meat,
But
blah, 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 and whatever.
It's at Indiana. Kelly.
That's what I mean. If you bring in all of the variables, everything, I mean, comes into college football when the portal is starting to explode and the NIL thing is going on and all this other stuff, and he manipulates and he does what he has to do, and he navigates his way through to bring a school of Indiana to the national championship, to the national stage. The fact that they were even reaching the top 10 in rankings was a huge thing.
Yeah.
Enormous thing.
Yeah.
And now they're hoisting the damn championship trophy. Like, they should make a documentary about that.
100%. I think it's and let's just get into it. I'll pull it up.
If anybody makes fun of Mendoza, and I'm putting this out there, you make fun of Mendoza in my presence, and if you say anything negative about Mr. Mendoza in my presence, you're going to have an issue with me. There's going to be a problem. We're going to have a real problem. And I know somebody's going to listen to this and they're going to immediately walk over to my office and they're going to make a comment to me because said person wants to have an issue with me. Don't make fun of my friend Mendoza. Do not.
And it's, you know what? And if he ends up turning out to be a bust in the NFL, that's whatever. But like, I'm serious. I am a fan. Wherever he goes, it would be hard for me. Listen, this is how much I like him. If the Minnesota Vikings traded up, or the Chicago Bears won't because they have Caleb Williams, but if they traded up to the number 1 spot to get Mendoza, it would be super hard for me to root against him.
I agree. And you can talk about all these stars, and I've been engaging in Twitter conversations about 5-star kids and 4-star kids and blah, blah, blah. And stars don't mean anything once the coaches have come and gone from your kitchen and they get you to the university, whatever. You talk about all these. The list is endless of 5- and 4-star kids that have been in the college programs across the country that, this is the next thing. This is the next big one. This is the next thing. Mendoza was a nothing.
Yeah.
He was an absolute nothing. And all of a sudden he's a Heisman Trophy and a national champion.
Yeah.
I mean, say what you want. Say whatever you want, but don't bring anything bad to me. about Mendoza because
I think he's accomplished enough. I view this a lot like Tebow. Okay, Tebow was a great college quarterback, great person, always advocating for the right things, trying to do the right stuff. Goes to the NFL, doesn't have success, but that doesn't take away from the things that he accomplished in college,
right?
And the things that Mendoza's done everything to cement his legacy. They will build a bronze statue outside of Indiana of Mendoza.
Yeah.
And whatever it is, whether it's him doing a goofy press conference or him diving into the end zone on that play on the QB draw, he's going to be immortalized. It's what it's going to be. If you can immortalize Johnny Manziel at Texas A&M for doing nothing other than winning a Heisman, he doesn't have a championship. You can certainly cement him as one of the people that we talk about for years to come.
Phenomenal.
We talk about Vince Young all the time. How great was Vince Young's NFL career?
Phenomenal. Oh, no, NFL career, no.
Yeah.
No. College career?
Yeah.
He was legit.
That's what I mean. So he's done enough. Because if this doesn't work out, he can be on TV. He totally could. He's got kind of this quirky personality where people be like, oh, he's going to do his analysis or whatever. Or I don't know.
And how easy is it for a talking head to come out and suddenly say, oh, Mendoza's going to be a bust. He's going to be a first-round bust in the NFL.
I mean, it's easy enough for us to say
Maybe he will.
Whoever, so.
Maybe he will. Yeah. But do you dislike him now? No, there's nothing to dislike about him.
Yeah.
At all. And that's hard for me to say. Because I got a lot of negative things to say about a lot of quarterbacks in the recent weeks. And
we'll get to it.
Not Mendoza.
Yeah. So here's how significant this is. So MLB on Fox, as well as their other affiliates with the NFL and all the other sports, put together their top 10 greatest turnarounds in sports. History. Okay? And you tell me if you think that Indiana's at number 1.
They're at 1.
Okay? But you tell me if there's any other one that kind of maybe deserves to be higher on the list, or maybe that eclipses Indiana from the ones that I give you, or if you think they kind of got the list right. Okay? So number 10, they have the 2016 Chicago Cubs. This is one of those teams that for over 100 years they hadn't won anything, right? Trying to get back to the World Series, trying to win it. They had a couple opportunities. They seemed to be cursed. Finished with the second worst NL record in 2013 at 66 and 96, and then went 73 and 89 in 2024, reached the NLCS in 2015, so 2014-2015, finishing at 97 and 65, and then finally got over the hump in 2016 with a 103 win record and 58 losses and winning the World Series.
Okay.
Number 9 has the 2001 New England Patriots. They went 8-8 in 99, 5-11 in 2000, and then in 2001, Tom Brady's first season as the starting quarterback, they go to the Super Bowl, win the Super Bowl after 5 so this is one of those worst to first type of things.
Yep.
That's at number 9. Pretty incredible there. The 69 Mets finished last in the MLB with 61 wins. Then they finished second to last in the NL in 68 with 73 wins. And then all of a sudden in 69, they turn on the burners, they win 100 games and win the World Series just after 2 years of having the worst and the second worst records in the league. Number 8 they list as the 92 Cowboys. This one I didn't really know about. I don't know much about the NFL and records and who was good and stuff outside of like the 90s because I was born in 91, so it's like I kind of understand some things. I didn't realize how bad the Cowboys were prior to their championship run in the 90s. So in 1989, they go 1-15. Then in 90, they go 7-9. Then in 91, they reach the divisional round after finishing 11-5, and then they win their back-to-back Super Bowls in 92 and 93. With a 13-3 record in 1992. Mm-hmm. So they use some of those picks. They draft really well. They get Aikman, they get Smith, they get Irving and all that stuff, and then they go on their run. I think they ended up getting Jimmy Johnson in there somewhere as well.
Thank you, Herschel Walker.
Yeah, right. Number 6 they have listed as the 2003 USC Trojans, who were 5-7 in 2000, and then 6-6 in 2001, which was Pete Carroll's first season. Then in 2002 they improved to 11-2. And then in 2003, they jumped to 12-1. And this is that whole weird shared national championship thing.
Yeah.
Before we knew what we were doing. We still don't know what we're doing, but it was even more bogged down back then with LSU in 2003.
That's without NIL when parents started getting homes and cars and free plane tickets to them. Okay, yeah.
Yep. The 1980-81 Boston Celtics finished with the worst record in the NBA in 76 and 79. Then they added Larry Bird and went 61 and 21 and 78 and 80, and then won the national champion or won the NBA championship in 80 and 81. Mm-hmm. It's crazy what one player can do.
Yeah.
The 81 San Francisco 49ers, 2-14 in 1979 and improved to 6-10 in 1980. And then in 1981, they finished 13-3 and win the Super Bowl. And the title was the first of 4 Super Bowls in a 9-year span.
Yes. Impressive.
One of my favorites, the 1999 St. Louis Rams. 5-11 in 97, 4-12 in 98. Trade for Marshall Faulk, and then they draft Torrey Holt and add Kurt Warner. All of a sudden, in 1999, you've got the best show on turf, 13-3 record, and a Super Bowl win at that.
Mm-hmm.
Almost back-to-back.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, this is something I know nothing about, but they have listed here Lancaster City Soccer. Played
out.
Played
out.
in the second division in 13 and 14.
Nope.
Finished 14th in the Premier League in 14 and 15, and then
stop.
won the Premier League.
Stop.
This is interesting, though.
Nobody cares.
They had 5,000 to 1 odds to win the Premier League in 15 and 16 and ended up winning the whole thing.
Let me know when you're done.
And then number 1, the 2025 Indiana Hoosiers, who were 4-8 in 22, 3-9 in 2023. Then in 24, Signetti gets hired. They go 11-2, and this year, as we all know, they go 16-0. 19 win improvement from 22 to 23, 24 to 25 is tied for the largest from 2 seasons to the next 2 seasons in college football history since 1973. And to cap it all off with not only a Heisman Trophy winning quarterback, but also a national championship for the
Hoosiers. And don't come at me with, this is portal. Yes, it's portal. I get that. Don't insult my intelligence with that. I understand the portal thing. But don't come at me with the portal opened up all of these wonderful 5-star, 4-star kids that come over to Indiana, because that isn't what happened. For people who don't understand, the kids that Signetti brought in through the portal were not your 5-star high school kids. That is not who he brought in to fill his roster.
They don't have a single 5-star recruit on their roster, by the way.
No, they do not.
And it's not like Indiana's playing a different game than everybody else. Everybody else is playing the same game with a lot more chips and a lot more opportunities to make this work. Case in point, not to continue to shit on a guy that I joke about a ton, but what kind of opportunities did Brian Kelly have at LSU? You had to tell me the resources and the opportunities he had to bring in players at LSU was much greater than what Signetti had in Indiana.
Yes, no dispute. No dispute.
I would say the same goes for James Franklin and Penn State.
They were ranked number 2 in the country this year.
Yep.
Until they weren't.
And the list goes on, right? The list goes on. Everybody's playing underneath, the same quote-unquote rules, but there's more chips in certain piles for people playing under those rules. So what Indiana did here, yes, you're correct. They used the portal, they used NIL, they used other things. But you cannot, even when it's compared to number 10 Miami, I guarantee you number 10 Miami has more backers and more money to play with than Indiana does.
Yes. And most of them were standing on the sidelines.
And more cocaine.
Correct.
Yes.
Correct. There was a meme. So, sorry, super disrespectful. Cannot remember her name. Was it Tafoya? Was she the announcer on the sidelines
This was sent in the group. I'll get it. Hold on.
That had the white chalk.
Holly Rowe.
Holly Rowe. Sorry, Holly Rowe. Tafoya. Is there a Tafoya?
There's a Michelle
Tafoya. There we go.
There's a Michelle Tafoya, but I believe she's with NBC.
So Holly Rowe, the meme, the liquid caulk, or chalk, I should say. The liquid chalk that Mendoza puts on his hands and all that stuff, and she's holding it up and says something. Did you guys send that in the boy group? Yeah. The whole Michael Irvin.
She just high-fived Michael Irvin.
For people that are like, what the hell is he talking about? It's a cocaine reference.
Go look up Michael Irving stories. Is all I got to say. In the 90s, in the 90s and early 2000s, and you'll understand.
Yeah. Hats off to Miami, though. Played their asses off.
For real, man.
Played their asses off. I mean, kept it competitive all the way through. Just when you think, block punt, Indiana scores, it's like, okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Now it's on. This is the grind. We're going to get ahead. We're going to get 2 scores. We're maybe 3 scores ahead. Miami fights back. Kept it competitive. Hats off to them.
Yep.
Notre Dame probably would have won the whole damn thing either way. I put that in the group.
I hate the what ifs that go on with college football, because there was another terrible take that had something to do with I guess Ohio State really was the best team in the
I saw
country.
That.
And I'm like, what are we talking about?
See that? You say that?
Did Ohio State not lose in the Big Ten and then also lose again in the play? Am I missing something here? Did they not lose 2 straight going into the playoffs?
No. The loaded roster. Talented roster, loaded roster, get it. Tons of talent all over the board from top to bottom. Yes. That take is stupid.
I mean,
it's just stupid.
Yeah, I'm surprised it didn't have Paul Feinbaum's name attached to it in some way, but it's just because, and the only reason it didn't is because Ohio State's not an SEC team. Otherwise, he would have been all over that as well.
Yeah. I love that too. I love somebody from, they advertise themselves as like the SEC network on Twitter, but they're not actually the SEC network. But after Indiana wins it last night, so now we've got Big Ten, Big Ten, Big Ten. 3 consecutive years of Big Ten winning the title. SEC boy or girl comes on and says, in the last 15 years, the SEC has won 8 of the last. Okay, that's great. Let's live in the here and now.
How about the last 5 years?
Yeah, right. Let's just go to the last 5. Let's live in the here and now. But you keep holding on. Keep holding on. But now the excuse is about, well, the Big Ten schools are wealthier and they have more alumni and they have more boosters and they have more whatever. Listen, Jocko, the playing field has been set. You're going to allow NIL. You're going to allow the transfer portal. However, if there's no oversight on any of this stuff, however they see fit and how much money these teams have in each program, it's open. It's fair game now.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Yeah. And I'm sorry that the national championship, until we see something otherwise, the national championship does run through the Big Ten. You break it
3 straight years. I mean, you can't deny it.
Break it down and look at what's coming next year.
Yeah.
I mean, look what's coming next year.
Yeah.
It's going through the Big Ten. It's how it works. And yes, for all you haters, I don't like NIL. I don't like this unlimited money. I don't like all this stuff. I don't like the lack of oversight.
But what are you going to do about it?
But it doesn't mean that I can't have the opinion of the Big Ten is dominating.
Yeah.
They are.
And honestly, they might be doing it with less money than the SEC is.
Possible.
I mean, if you really look at the programs, there could be an argument made for like Michigan and Ohio State and those type of brands for the Big Ten. But I mean, you've got Alabama, Georgia, LSU. I mean, those big 3 right there, they have to be bringing in more money.
They were using NIL before NIL was like legit.
Yeah.
There was already.
We're just happy we don't have to bring you in through the back door.
Right. There's already financial compensation. I mean, shit, you got countless reports of it.
What? No, those are just Those are just misplaced decimal points.
Just rumors.
Yeah,
just rumors.
Speaking of rumors,
I'm ready.
My favorite rumor of the weekend. If you guys didn't know, there were also NFL games played this weekend. A couple of good ones. One not so great one, and then one that was just kind of whatever. But one of the ones that had a ton of storylines to it, one that I know is near and dear to your heart, as I know you love to bash on either the team that he played or the quarterback.
No bashing today. Yeah. No bashing. Nope.
But it has to deal with the and there's a ton of storylines that go on with this game, but it's the Bills versus the Broncos.
Oh, that poor guy. That poor guy.
But the thing that I want to focus on is this mystery broken ankle injury that Bo Nix suffered out of nowhere. And I have put my tinfoil hat on. For 2 reasons.
You're borrowing mine?
Yes.
Okay, great.
For 2 reasons. The shrouded in secrecy announcement that came post-game of him breaking his ankle and all of a sudden being out of the playoffs for the remainder of the year. And then also...
Which was immediate.
Which was
very, very immediate.
Immediate. And then also, there is no physical or video proof in my mind, based on all of the videos that I've seen, that you can tell me when, where, how he broke his ankle.
He broke it in week 6. Played the whole season with a broken ankle.
And just
That's what's coming. That's what's coming, because now we're going to make him a tough guy, right?
This is not my own idea. I've seen other things on it, but you're listening to me, so this is where it's coming from, right? He broke it in the locker room.
Celebrating?
Yes, he pulled a Martine Dramatica and totally was celebrating and did something stupid. And he broke it in the locker room, which is why you never see any video evidence of it. When you're looking at it, they're trying to tell you he did it on this play, but he stands up and he walks away and he jogs off. On the final play of the game that he throws, he underthrew it. He plants on that foot, plants on it, drives off of it, throws the ball.
Yep.
He's walking around post-game, handshakes, hugs, stuff like that. Some people want to claim that he's wincing, whatever. I don't see it. Okay, this is a man that's walking normal, and then literally 30 minutes later, we get a report that he's broken his ankle.
That in-game stuff is adrenaline, Ryan. It's just adrenaline.
Shut up.
That thing was broke. It was broken.
Your mouth.
He's playing on adrenaline. You don't really feel that until you get back in the locker room.
So they get all hyped. They come away. They steal a win, type of thing.
I played with a broken neck. Didn't feel it until I got in the locker room.
It's good.
I'm totally kidding. It put me in a hospital in Winona, Minnesota. You've got my hat on. You're wearing my hat.
I'm just saying. Sean Payton comes out. He's like, I'm just going to break it to you right away. No, no shrouded in mystery, whatever. I'm just going to tell you, Bo Nix has a broken bone in his ankle. He's out for the rest of the year. And everybody's like, what? How? Like, this is the weirdest injury I've ever seen in my life. How does this just get announced? How do we not see it? There's nothing going on the sidelines. No, he doesn't even go into the blue tent, Kelly. Nothing happens, man. He doesn't. There was one other medical video that I watched that doesn't even show him bending his ankle in a way that would even allow for it to break.
No, because he came back out and he moved the little quarterback sneak to move the ball to the center of the field.
Yeah.
Which allegedly was after this alleged broken ankle play.
He broke it in the locker room celebrating.
And they try to zoom in the camera, and, well, you can see him wincing, and you can see a little bit of a limp. Dude, you just played 4 quarters of an NFL game. You can't walk off the field without limping. That's just how it works. But, yeah, he was still out there centering the ball.
Super weird,
for the kicker.
It's super weird, and it's gonna be one of those things where in 15 years they'll do a documentary on this or whatever, and he'll come out and be like, yeah, we were in the locker room, we were jumping up and down, spraying beer all over the place, and my 400-pound lineman stepped on my ankle and snapped it.
Yeah, totally wiped me out.
Yeah.
Listen. In any game, you can watch a player go down, right? Yeah. And there's speculation, was it an Achilles? Was it an ACL? Was it something? Whatever it was. And then we get through the game, and they go to the tent or they go to the locker room. There's still no report. It's just he's questionable to return.
Yeah.
A day later, still checking on the injury to so-and-so. Could be an ACL. Could be a Achilles tear. Could be something like that. But it's usually 3-4 days after said injury occurs before there's really ever a say
evidence of
where somebody actually comes out and says, okay, they're going to be listed on the medical report because we have a confirmed injury. It was immediate.
That's weird.
Like it was post-game presser.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Bo Nix broke his ankle.
Yeah.
He's done for the year.
Yeah, dude.
Like, what?
Yeah, I know x-rays don't take that long, so it was probably like, but holy cow. I don't know. It was just a whole weird thing. And then not to mention all of the other stuff that happened with was it a catch? Was it not a catch? Was it an interception and all that stuff?
No.
So I got into a fun little devil's advocate argument with my Bronco buddy who's like trying to tell me why it was an interception. And I said, coming from a Bronco fan, this is one of those things that carries a ton of weight.
It was catching down by contact. There's no further dispute. It was that
His
simple.
argument was that like he didn't control process through the catch, and my argument being a devil's advocate, I don't really care one way or the other. I thought it was a good play by the DB to continue to play through it and rip the ball out. And I'm like, great.
While he's laying on the ground after 3 points
but he's like, he
contact?
didn't maintain control through the process of the catch. And my other side of it was he couldn't when you've got a guy who's on top of him on the ground ripping the ball out.
After his knee, elbow, forearm, shoulder, head, everything are already on the ground? Yeah.
That's beside the point. I don't really care one way or the other whether it was a catch or an interception or not.
I'm more concerned about... It was a catch. It was a catch.
2 things. I'm more concerned about the fact that we literally took all of 5 seconds to review this. The NFL took 5 seconds.
Expedited.
Sure, but this is a divisional playoff game was this in overtime when this happened? I can't remember. It was close to the end of the game. Whatever. It's in a pivotal moment in the game, in a high-intensity situation where you need to get the call right. You should probably look at it for longer than 5 seconds. But I was also listening to Dan Patrick this morning, and I thought they brought up a good idea. This is something that I have said before, but they kind of like they added to it, where I have always been a fan of, hey, when we have these reviews, can't you have five officials sitting in a room and then you get all of their answers and they go, yep, it's a catch. No, it's not a catch. Yep, it's a catch. No, it's not a catch. And then whatever the majority is rules on the call.
We have a hung jury.
Right.
We have a hung jury.
You can't with 5 though. Okay, it's either it's either undeniable or it's not. But then he brought in the second portion of this where he says you have to televise it. You have to televise the conversations that are going on as to why that is a catch or why it's not, or why we're having these discussions.
No, just leave it up to Blandino. He's up there. He's gonna give you everything you need to know about the inner workings of that.
But I thought it was another like good addition into what we've already talked about, where it's like, yeah, you're right. There are billions of dollars invested in this. Why is everything shrouded in mystery as to why we make these decisions? And it just adds more fuel to the fire of this stuff, either A, being scripted, or B, there being a narrative behind this because of the money that is in it. But we can't have conversations about whether it's a catch or not a catch or why we made that ruling and not have explanations for it until 30, 40 minutes after the game when you've had time to chat GPT your response of whatever it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter at that time, but if we can hear the conversation going on with the officials as to why they made that decision in real time, I feel like that helps the situation altogether from an understanding, I guess.
Yeah. I'm just waiting for the moment when the head referee, reaches for that button on the belt and he pushes it and he says, after further review, we totally dicked this up and I will be turning in my equipment after this game because we have made a monumental mistake.
But you've got 3 cases of similar catch, no catch, turnover type plays within the playoffs. You have the one with the Bears and the Packers with, I think it was either Loveland or Komet, where he takes 2 steps, the ball gets punched out, but they ruled it that he never had control.
Yes.
So it's not a fumble, it's an incomplete pass. Then you have this one in Denver where it's caught, down by contact, rolls over, interception type of thing. They're arguing that he never retained possession through the catch, even though you couldn't with a defender on top of you.
The ball was secured to the ground, down by contact, done, end of story.
And that's kind of what I thought too.
You could look at it 6 different ways, and it's control the catch, down by contact. He had 2 points of contact on the ground, being touched by a defender. It's done. It's a catch.
Because my argument was, what's stopping somebody from catching the ball, falling to the ground, and then having a defender come up and ripping it out of their hands? It's essentially the same thing.
What do you see all the time? Yeah. You see a receiver catch the ball, goes to the ground, gets contacted by the defender, right? Jumps up, spins the ball, whatever. Right. No different.
Yeah.
No different. Other than this guy was laying on him when they made contact with the ground.
And then Sunday night we have Devontae Adams catch and then punched out. Very similar situation where it's catch, knee to the ground, and then the ball comes out.
Yes.
Ruled a catch, not a fumble, but the one in Denver is ruled an interception, and then the one in Green Bay is not ruled a fumble.
It's a sad freaking day when NFL officials cannot get it right what's a catch, because we already don't know what forward progress is. Yeah. We don't know what pass interference is, and now apparently we don't know what a catch is.
Yeah. Again, I don't care one way or the other. I think the Bills had plenty of opportunities to win that game had they not committed a ton of turnovers in the first half.
They did.
And I think the Broncos are incredibly lucky that they had an opportunity to win and take advantage of that at the end of the game.
Correct.
And I made the joke in the chat that, like, you're unsure of which direction to go because you want to blame all of this on Josh Allen, but you also don't want to give credit to what you would probably refer to as like a middling or fraudulent Bronco team that could barely beat a Bills team that turned it over 5 times.
Correct.
And it's like, which way do you go with this?
Texts were leaving my phone. At one point during that game, texts were leaving my phone that said fraud alert.
Yeah.
Fraud alert.
And I knew it was, and I knew you were having a crisis of conscience because you wanted to give Josh Allen shit, but then on the other end, you're like, how come the Broncos can't take control of this game when he's turning the ball over every other hour?
I couldn't win.
It's like you did win, but you didn't know which way was more satisfying.
No outcome was a winning outcome for me. It was not. I just have to think back.
But in a lot of ways, you did win. So Josh Allen goes home. He's crying at the podium, which I'm sure that you loved. And then the Broncos lose their starting quarterback, and now they have to start Jarrett Stidham in the AFC Championship game.
Yep.
But they get to play the Patriots, which I'm sure you're not thrilled about either.
Oh, I don't care. I'm good with that. I love what they're doing over there.
And I love how this NFL season has basically rammed up the armchair authority's ass when it comes to this, because I think all season long we're like, okay, cool, the Patriots have played nothing but the draft order, and the Broncos haven't looked all that strong all year. Okay, well, who are the 2 remaining teams in the AFC that are going to go to the Super Bowl? It's the Broncos and the Patriots. All right, cool.
And one with a backup quarterback.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Have you seen all the hype coming out of Denver for Jarrett Stidham?
Oh, my.
You would have thought this guy was the second coming of Christ.
I heard. I just was involved in an argument,
He's the best quarterback in the league, dude.
I know.
He's just been hiding.
Right, on 4 different teams. Yeah. And a guy that with 32 starting quarterbacks in the league could never be a starting quarterback in the league.
It's so great, man. Like, I've seen it on social media. There were guys calling into radio stations this morning about, like, we're riding with Stiddy. Stiddy's our boy. Apparently he's embarrassing Sean Payton was getting upset with his DC because Stidham was embarrassing the first string starters on defense in practice, and he and Sean Payton have this thing together and blah, blah, blah. I can't wait for him to go out and throw 3 picks and totally look atrocious.
The best 2 takes that I've seen on that is, one, is Phillip Rivers available for Denver, followed by, can they call Tom Brady back out of retirement? Those are the more realistic takes that I'm seeing than Stiddy.
It's like it has to be, though, the stages of grieving. It's like you're in denial, and then you're like,
I'll tell you what.
They're in the reasoning stage. They're trying to reason their way into how this is going to be okay. And then I think by the time this is all said and done, they'll be in the acceptance stage and go, yeah, we really should have had Bo Nix. That would have been a lot better.
You ever seen 10 defenders up in the run box? Because you're about to. when Vrabel looks out there and he's like, you know what? I'm gonna make you beat us with your passing game. He's got 10 guys up in the box.
Does it help that his first pass in a real game in 2 years is going to be in the AFC Championship game?
I think it's great.
He hasn't thrown a pass in a regular season game since 2023.
Go Patriots.
And the only snap he's taken in 2 years in a real life game scenario has been a kneel down. One.
You know, your point is accurate. This NFL season really has kind of rammed it up our backside. Because how many times do I come out and say, fraud, don't trust them, blah, blah, blah. These are the teams I trust. Yeah, they were out in week 1. They were gone. And now, best of both worlds, I get man.
Yeah.
Man, I guess if I follow my unwritten rule, I guess it's a win for me, right? Denver's in.
And I don't even really know what to think of the playoffs because every quarterback that plays like shit ends up winning. They end up moving on to the next round. Because Drake May, I think he turned the ball 5 times. They had 5 turnovers. And I hate the fact that there are people out there going, this vaunted Texans defense didn't get it done. And I'm like, actually, they did. If you look at it, because I hate the fact that there's a stat out there that points given up is attributed to like a pick 6 for the other team. The defense didn't give up those points. So they're saying this Texas defense gave up 28 points. And I'm like, no, they didn't. They gave up 21 maybe, and they forced 5 turnovers. And to Dan Orlovsky's point, 31 other quarterbacks playing for the Texans probably would have won that game.
Thank you. Because
what the hell's wrong with C.J. Stroud?
C.J. Stroud is carrying an enormous amount of weight into this offseason. And if he's not, then he's not freaking human. Because we joke about don't really trust Houston because they've got a phenomenal defense, unquestioned. We understand it. But offensively, they just can't score a lot of points, and they look really out of sync.
Yeah.
That didn't do them any favors. And even though Stroud was playing the way he was playing, Houston's defense kept them in the game.
Yeah.
Kept it more competitive.
Well, I need to know what sort of black magic juju that Robert Kraft is doing in New England. Because not only do they play the easiest schedule in the last 10 years in the regular season, their first-round opponent is the Chargers, who have no offensive line.
Yeah, the right teams fell to them.
And then they go into the second round in the divisional round. They turn the ball over 5 times and still win by 2 scores because C.J. Stroud goes brain dead and is seeing ghosts out there and doesn't know what he's doing.
Yep. And now you go to the AFC Championship.
And you play Jarrett Stidham, who hasn't started a game or even thrown a ball in a real-life scenario in 2 years.
Yeah.
So the only
scripted.
The only thing that could make sense here is the Patriots are going to win. They're going to go to the Super Bowl. And both teams in the NFC are going to run out of the tunnel, and they're all going to snap their ACLs as they're running. All 53 guys on both teams. And then they're going to be like, well, who do we put in now? And they just hand them the trophy, and it's all over.
Are we really going to have a Drake May, Sam Darnold Super Bowl? Is this really going to happen?
I don't know.
I guess. I don't know.
I am the biggest Matt Stafford fan right now.
I am an enormous Rams fan.
Yeah.
Huge Rams fan.
I hate watching the Bears Sunday night, and my wife can attest to this. When Caleb threw that pick in overtime.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I think I cheered louder and more exuberantly for that than I did any Packer game this year.
Yes. It made me happy.
Yeah. Crazy. Good game, though.
Yeah, great game.
And I don't know how the hell he made that throw in the corner of the end zone as he's running backwards 50 yards.
Nah, he made up for it late in overtime. Love that throw.
Did you see it live?
What?
Did you see the throw live, the fourth down throw?
Yes.
What did you say?
What the hell?
Is it one of those like, are you like, I was flabbergasted.
Yep.
I was flabbergasted and in awe. He does have an incredible arm. Like, I can't deny it.
Listen, he's got a great arm, and he makes. You've said it. This is what eats you raw.
Yeah,
is that the guy can throw sideways, back foot, looking the opposite direction, whatever the case is, and he can be on the money with some of these most ridiculous throws. But some of this stuff that should just be easy little toss and catch, he can't make those happen.
So riddle me this. Does this sound like a guy that was one play away from playing in the NFC Championship game? 47 of 90 completion to attempt with a 52% completion percentage, 300 yards a game with, what stat is that? No, that doesn't matter. With 4 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, 1 sack, and a 65 passer rating. Does that sound like a guy that was one throw away?
In today's NFL, sure.
But I mean, I wish I could find it.
Give me a quarterback in this last week that played well. Just one.
Well, and that was going to be another conversation that I wanted to have because I'm currently looking at the playoff stats for 2026, okay? And the top 2 guys at the top that have the best interception to touchdown ratio and the best QB rating have only played 1 game.
Yep.
Okay. Number 1 on this list is Sam Darnold. He goes 12 of 17 for 124 yards and a touchdown. Okay, whoop-de-doo. The second guy on the list with the best rating is Jordan Love, who goes 24 of 46 for 323 and 4 touchdowns, no picks, and a 103 rating. And then you have Josh Allen, Drake May, Bo Nix, Trevor Lawrence, Matthew Stafford, Jalen Hurts, Justin Herbert, Bryce Young, who I keep forgetting that was even in the playoffs.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Brock Purdy, and then Caleb Williams.
They were under 500. They won their division under 500 over there in Carolina.
Seeing Bryce Young's name in a list of QBs in the playoffs is it's jarring.
Well, it's the NFC South, and you don't have to actually be 500 to get in the playoffs down there. So,
but I mean, Drake May didn't play that well. Like I said, they had 5 turnovers in that game. I think he could have actually had 2 more fumbles.
Yes,
that they didn't recover.
Yes,
on top of the other turnovers that they created. Matthew Stafford didn't throw a touchdown on Sunday at all. Bo Nix is hurt. He played okay. It wasn't like anything that was dominating.
Was he
and like
hurt?
I said,
and was he?
And Sam Darnold didn't need to do anything because that defense absolutely bent the Niners over a barrel. So, I mean,
has there been? Go back to the Bo Nix thing. Has there been any footage that you've seen whatsoever of when said injury occurred?
So there's claims that it happened.
I don't want claims. Is there footage?
No, that's what I mean. I don't see anything where he makes a move and then comes up and is kind of like, ooh, my ankle.
Because they said it was when he was scrambling on a first down run, correct?
See, and then that isn't even pinpointed either because they say it's the QB draw to the left that he did it on, and then they say he did it when he kneeled down. When you're talking about when he moved the ball over to the right for the field goal. They're saying that he did it then. But if you look at the QB scramble, he rolls out, he gets tackled, he stands up, he tosses the ball, kind of like sidearms it over to the official, and then goes back to the huddle like nothing ever happened.
Interesting.
I've never fractured a bone in my ankle, but I can't imagine you can just you wouldn't notice anything or go, ooh, that's interesting.
I mean, I don't think it would take much for me to run away from 300-pounders who were chasing me. Yeah, that would give me a little go-go.
But then he has the 2 plays where he throws it to the left side, one that isn't a PI and the next one that is, and then they have the one where he throws it deep. He plants off that foot, throws it. They get the pass interference call, and then they're setting up for a field goal.
It's never going to come out.
15 to 20 years from now, we'll hear about
it.
It'll be the Paul Pierce thing where they're like, what actually happened? He goes, I pooped my pants.
Partying.
I pooped my pants. What can I say? I didn't cramp up. I pooped myself.
Partying in the locker room after the game, wiped out on some champagne bottles. Yeah. Yep, down he went, broke his ankle. Hey, he's done for the year. Yeah. Won't ever come out.
But I want to talk about the Bears for a minute.
Oh, boy.
I want to talk about this season that they've had. And it really was what you would refer to as a magical season because there were some things that happened that defy logic, that defy reason, that defy everything that I've known to be true about football.
But I'm so glad that freaking luck in winning those 1-score games, I'm so glad that ran out.
Insane, actually, when you look at what things could have been versus what they were. And as you mentioned earlier, it's crazy how things turn out in football, right? And all props to them for keeping their head in those games late and being able to overcome some certain things and just continuing to fight because there's a lot of other teams that would have just been like, well, we're screwed. Give it up. We'll move on to next week. And they didn't. And honestly, it's impressive what Caleb was able to do in the fourth quarter in a lot of these games to put his team in positions to win. I have to admit it. As much as I don't want to and as much as I'm like I said, I'm maddened by the way that this guy plays where you've got a guy wide open 10 yards down the field and he'll just miss a guy. Yeah. And you're like, how the hell do you do that? But then 4th and 4 running backwards 20 yards, flip around, fading away. You throw a friggin' dot to the corner of the end zone, and the voodoo just happens where 2 defenders in the end zone just go brain dead and don't know how to play defense anymore, and Cole Kmet just, boop, right in the bucket. We continue this game. We're going to go to overtime. And you're like, how does that happen? Same thing in the 2 Packer games. You're like, well, I don't understand this. And so on and so on and so on and so on. So I have a list here, Kelly, of games that had they gone a different way throughout the season, and I know some Bears fans are going to be like, doesn't matter, we still won them. Totally get it. But I think you need to realize the razor edge that you were living on and how you need to appreciate it as a Bears fan of how things could have gone.
I don't need to appreciate it. Is it just as a Bears fan? Because I don't need to appreciate it.
Yeah, just as a Bears fan.
I'm not going to appreciate it.
Just as a Bears fan, because this season could have gone way different, and you need to hope that Ben Johnson has a plan for improving this team next year, because you can't do this every year. It's not. I'm a Packer fan. You're going to take this with a grain of salt. I totally understand, but looking at the results of these games, I think you could admit that this is not a recipe for sustained success.
Nope. Chiefs tried it. Tried it. Failed.
So weeks 1 and 2, you have losses to Minnesota and Detroit. Okay, so there's 2 losses. Those are 2 legitimate losses. Then they go to the Raiders. The Raiders they block a field goal, a game-winning field goal against the Raiders with about 40 seconds left. Had the Raiders not been the Raiders and executed on a field goal and not had it blocked, Bears are 0-3. Commanders are up in week 4, 2 scores with 10 minutes left. Mm-hmm. Commanders blow that lead. If they're a competent team, which the Commanders were not all year, they blow a 2-score lead. Bears win, but they could have easily held on to it. Bears go to 0-4. They lose to the Ravens, they would be 0-5. The Bengals put up 42 points on Chicago, Kelly.
Yes.
You put up 42 points on a team. How often do you win that game?
Oftentimes, if you score more than 30, you win.
They lost because the defense gave up 47.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Chicago wins. Had the defense for the Bengals even remotely decided to show up, Chicago has 6 losses. Giants are up 20-10 with 5 minutes left. They choke that away.
Yes.
Bears win. Had they been competent enough this year to hold on, Bears have 7 losses. Vikings score a potential game-winning touchdown, and then special teams gives up a massive return all the way to the Vikings 40 with 45 seconds left.
Dumb.
Bears kick a game-winning field goal. If the Vikings even know how to play special teams, there's a good chance there that they win. Bears have 8 losses. Then the Steelers, no Aaron Rodgers, have the ball with about a little under 2 minutes left, down by 4. And Rudolph just shows us why he doesn't know how to play football.
Correct.
They end up losing. That was another potential loss there for them to have 9 losses. Packers lose Jordan Love early and blow a late lead. Could have been 10 losses had the Packers been competent enough to hold on to the lead. And I think if Jordan Love stays healthy, I think that game turns out a lot differently.
Yep.
So those are 10 losses, potentially, that could have easily gone one way or the other on a coin flip. But they end up winning every single one of those coin flips to improve to 12 teams.
You don't sustain
and
that.
I'm not taking away any of the wins that they've got this year. All I'm doing is proving a point that says you need to improve on these things if you want to continue to have the success that you saw this year.
Yep.
You cannot live on a razor's edge thin margin of error and hope that it's sustainable. Look at the Vikings from last year. They were 14-2, but they were 11-0 in one-score games. What happened this year? They missed the playoffs entirely because it just doesn't work. You already pointed it out with the Chiefs. The Chiefs were like 12-0 in one-score games last year, made it all the way to the Super Bowl. Then
Absurd. Cardiac arrest nearly every game.
Eventually, it catches up with you. The teams that are most successful consistently are the ones that do this, that do the disciplined, smart things on all 3 sides of the ball for 4 quarters consistently.
Yep.
Look at the remaining teams that are left. I think a lot of those teams do that. I think a lot of them do that. So, but I mean, I will give credit where credit is due. They had a hell of a season. I'm sure it's one that Chicago fans will never forget because of where they've been and where they're at now. And I'm excited for what's to come as far as the rivalry between the Packers and the Bears, because now we have something that's legitimate, right? We have something that's like very interesting.
I just loved them all standing up in the stands, Columbia jackets on, ski goggles on, standing there in absolute disbelief when they dropped that game to the Rams. Yeah. I thought some of those camera shots up into the crowd were the best. If I could ever freeze an image and use it as my backdrop full time, it would be that.
Where does your hate,
there.
Like my hate for the Bears is understanding. Where does yours come from?
I don't like Ben Johnson, and I don't particularly care for Caleb Williams.
Okay, so this is a recent.
I don't.
This is a recent hate.
If Ben Johnson keeps his mouth shut from the moment of his hire through today, if he just keeps his mouth shut and just coaches the team, I would feel differently about him. You know this. I'm a character dude. I don't like that crap. Yeah. He started shooting his mouth off the minute he was placed in front of a microphone upon hiring, right? About he's going to come out and he's going to beat the Packers and he's going to do all this stuff. Shut your mouth and just coach the team. I would be good. Caleb Williams, we know about his character stuff. We know where that's at. And then he comes out post-game and he's making comments and doing his stuff. And, well, DJ Moore and I weren't in sync and we weren't on the same page. That's a you problem, Caleb, because DJ knew where he was going. He knew what route he was running. You changing it up on the fly or whatever, DJ doesn't know that. He can't read your mind. DJ knew where to go. You didn't.
Well, it is interesting, and I was watching somebody break it down, and I think it is one of those things that he has to – and I agree. This isn't my analysis. This came from it was a former backup, Daniels. I can't remember. Daniel something. Daniel, I don't know, whoever it was. I think he used to play for the Bears, but he was talking about how up to that interception, Caleb was actually playing the way that he was supposed to, where he was just taking what the defense was giving him.
Yep.
Taking underneath routes for 9-10 yards. And he got greedy. He got a little bit greedy on that. And, it looked like DJ Moore kind of quit on the route. He wasn't really looking, and the ball placement wasn't great, and the DB read it, made a great play. Like, I'm not taking anything away from him. But there was a check down for about 5 to 7 yards. They only needed a field goal.
Yep. He Mahomes'd it.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm not going to take the short stuff.
Yeah.
I'm going to make a play. I'm going to be the hero. I'm going to play hero ball.
And he's got a bit of Mahomes in his game.
He does. And it bites Mahomes in the ass 99.9% of the time. And if you ever hear me screaming and hollering at a TV during a football game, specifically the Chiefs game, take the short game. Take what they give you. Because these D coordinators know, whether it's Caleb, whether it's Patrick, whether it's Josh Allen on any given Sunday, he might take the short stuff early, but he won't stay with it because that's not how he's built. Yeah. It's not what he's going to do. We're going to get back into our natural progression where we're going to try to play hero ball. We're going to try to take the long ball. We're going to make the ooh-ah play. That's what we're going to do.
It's like you believe in your abilities more than just doing the simple things.
And
and
D
going
coordinators,
back to the fundamentals.
Correct. And D coordinators are waiting for you to lose your patience. Yeah. And it happens.
It's kind of like the new version of Favre. Because Favre drove me nuts with that stuff too, right? Like where he believed in his arm so much that he could make any throw, any platform, anywhere.
Elway.
That it didn't matter. So he would consistently put the ball in harm's way maybe when he didn't need to.
Yes.
And sometimes the magic would happen. He'd be like, holy crap, how did he make that throw or that play or whatever? But then eventually it would catch up with him. And, you'd have the ball with 1:30 left, 2 timeouts. You need a touchdown. And in your heart of hearts, you're either going to win the game due to Favre's magic or you're going to lose it due to his inconsistencies and his terrible decision-making, and he's going to throw a pick.
Last night, did Carson Beck need to throw a 40-yard ball down the field?
Not with the
Did
time.
He need to
not
make
with the
that?
time that was on the clock, and especially in college football, with every time you get a first down, you get a time. Basically, the clock's not basically, but the clock does stop.
Exactly.
And you had 2 minutes left. I mean, you can march 10 yards down the field in 2 minutes.
And everybody, all the talking heads dissecting
I don't know shit.
that.
I'm not.
No, but all the talking heads dissecting that play that Carson Beck threw last night, saying, "Oh, he saw that safety. He can't say he didn't see the safety. Safety didn't make the play. The corner, who generally wouldn't carry that vertical route, because there's a safety, 2 deep safety over the top. The corner wouldn't generally carry that route. Corner carried the route. Ball wasn't necessarily underthrown. It looked like it would have landed right in the breadbasket.
Yeah.
Corner made a hell of a play. Safety had nothing to do with that. But the talking heads are saying, well, that safety disguised it, and he came in late and whatever the case is, and that's why Beck threw the ball. Maybe. But the safety isn't the one that made that play, and if that ball carries over that corner and the corner doesn't carry that route, that thing is going for a touchdown. Or maybe the safety pulls him down inside the 5-yard line, whatever the case is.
Yeah.
But rewind. Does he need to make that throw? Is that the route that he needs? Is that his number one?
At that point in time, right?
Correct.
I think it's all about timing, like when you need to take those risks and when you don't.
You can't tell me that the buttholes of Indiana's defenders wasn't about that tight, and I understand that we're audio only, but you can't tell me they weren't about that tight, and the momentum was 100% in Miami's favor.
Yeah.
You don't have to take that. That can't be your number one.
And they were driving, man.
And you've had a timeout. You've had a timeout somewhere in between where you can talk about this is what we need to do. We knew that Indiana was going to take the sidelines away. You can get your stuff in the middle of the field. We're going to take the sidelines away. It wasn't time for that call. It wasn't time for that. But that you saw from Carson Beck taking that home run shot, that is Mahomes. That is Caleb Williams. That is Josh Allen on a certain day. It might be Lamar. It might be some of the hell. It could be Joey Burrow. Same thing. But it doesn't just start once you get to the NFL.
Yeah.
That type of thing, that type of playing style, that occurs much earlier in somebody's career.
Yeah. Did you see this? They were talking about, so Sharp was the one that picked it off for Indiana.
Yeah.
Did you know his uncle was the corner that got called for the questionable PI in the end zone against Ohio State, like 97?
I didn't know that.
He played for Miami, and that was like right at the end of the game. And his uncle was playing corner for Miami at the end of the Ohio State-Miami National Championship game. And he got called for a very questionable PI call at the end of the game. And so it's like this full circle family moment type of thing where he gets the interception to win the championship for Indiana against Miami. Dude, just so many weird parallels in that thing that I could talk about all the time. But
yeah. I want to see the play. I like to dissect play. See, I don't watch the game, and I think Anthony shares this with me. I don't watch where the ball goes all the time. I'm more so watching like
certain
positions.
Certain players.
I'm watching players and positions, that type of thing. But I know the golden rules of football. If it goes out, something's coming in. If something's coming in, something's going out.
Yeah.
There's like general rules like that, especially on the defensive side. I want to know if the corner carried the route, which he did. He carried the vert. What was coming underneath? Was there something underneath? I'd love to see an all 22 because was somebody coming on an out route? Was there a delayed drag coming by a tight end? Was a running back squeaking out around the corner?
Yeah.
Because for whatever reason, that corner just said, the hell with it. I'm carrying this thing. I'm going with it.
Yeah.
I don't think that was by design because the safety was, in fact, back there. And you could see him kind of taking a couple steps forward pre-snap, and then he kind of widened himself out a little bit. So Beck had to see him, one, sitting 20 yards off the line of scrimmage, but two, had to see him kind of widening out a little bit, whether it was maybe a half step, whatever it was. But I want to know, what did they give up by the corner carrying that route? Did he truly not see anything coming out? Or did he just say, they're not getting this over my head? Like, I want to know that stuff. I'm fascinated by that.
Yeah, I wish there was like a moment of just clarity on some of that stuff. Because even with what happened in the Rams and the Bears game where you've got, that ball felt like it was in the air forever. I mean, it traveled 50 yards, so I mean, it wasn't like he threw it straight up. It was kind of on a rope for the most part. But there's a safety just to the right of Kmet that's just kind of caught out in no man's land, and I feel like he got caught watching the game.
Yeah, spectating.
You know, and the DB is on Kmet, and he's looking at Kmet, but he can't turn around and locate the ball. So by the time Kmet makes his break to go get the ball, people say it was a push-off. I don't really know if I saw that. I think the DB just was in bad positioning for that play. But in my text, I'm like, I'm more pissed off at the safety that's just kind of, he's probably 10, 15 yards to the right of where the ball was caught, and he's not really moving as the ball's in the air.
Right.
And so I'm like,
maybe had a different assignment.
Maybe. But this is the thing that I talk about all the time.
Or his eyes.
Correct.
Were
somewhere else.
Firmly located where they weren't supposed to be.
Yeah. But this is the type of thing I talk about all the time, and you're right. The eyes you don't know what they're looking at or what's going on. But I think what separates good players from great players is when they go off of assignment to go make a play.
Correct.
And you're talking about that with Sharp at the corner.
When they go rogue.
Yeah. When you recognize something that you've seen for a long time, and you can go, all right, I'm going to blow this up, or I'm going to pick it off, or whatever. And I think sometimes you just got to get watching. Get caught watching. You get caught like, all right, this is what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to stay here and look at this guy. I'm supposed to stay here and look at this guy. This is all I got to do. And you talk about the butthole puckering and all that other stuff, and you don't want to screw up your assignment. But damn it, if it doesn't frustrate a guy that's just sitting on a couch.
And you know what? 9 times out of 10, you can go rogue 10 times.
Yeah.
You can go rogue and pull a Sharp.
Love it. So I want to spend a couple minutes just talking about the different coaches that are going different places. We don't have to spend a ton of time about it, but for those that don't know,
how did Dan Quinn keep his job? How did Dan Quinn keep his job? How did Zach Taylor keep their jobs?
Well, Dan Quinn is coming off a very successful 24 season where they made it to the NFC Championship game when they weren't supposed to, and I think there's a lot of different excuses that can be made for him based on the fact that he didn't have a healthy quarterback all season. There's a bunch of banged up stuff. It is what it is. So I think they're going to at least give him another year. I don't think one great year versus one bad year doesn't equal firing after that. I think it's just kind of the logic that goes there. So who was the other one that you were talking about?
Zach Taylor.
Zach Taylor's a mystery to me. I feel like the entire AFC North should have all lost their jobs just based on everything that we saw. But yeah, that's an interesting one. Unless for some reason Joe Burrow is advocating for him to stay, that can be the only reason why I think he got to keep his job.
If you're John Harbaugh right now, are you like, hey, can you go ahead and rip up that contract, Giants organization? Can you rip that up because the job in Buffalo just came open, and I really like that one better.
Yeah, I don't know because that just feels like him going back to it feels like just a different iteration of the Ravens.
Yeah.
In colder weather.
Yeah.
But they'd have a new stadium though. So maybe all the bad juju would be gone now that they're leaving Oracle. So.
Not as much of a running back under center. Not as much of.
He kind of does the same
But
things.
he does. But you think Joe Brady gets that gig? You think? Brady going to get that gig?
Daboll is in talks about it now, too. So
somebody was.
Just because of the success MVP season with Josh Allen and all that other stuff. So.
Yeah, somebody was linking Daboll to the Chiefs as OC, and I'm like,
I'm concerned about Harbaugh in New York, just from the reports that I've heard, where it seems like they're kind of just giving him the world.
Yeah, he's got a lot of work to do there.
Yeah,
there's a lot of work to be done with that roster.
But like, at what point in time did he just become like this savior? I don't feel like the track record.
We picked on him for 2 years. On this show.
I mean, I think he's a great coach. It's fine. And all my delusional, Packer family are like, man, I think it'd be great if they fired LaFleur and hired Harbaugh. And I'm like, it's the same guy. It's the same guy.
Nobody said that. That was said by no one.
All of Packer Nation was wanting Harbaugh. All of it. There was even a meme about it that talked about
over LaFleur.
Yes.
Oh,
here the 5 stages of grief for the Packer fan: denial. Everybody's saying these games are all rigged. Vegas is running the NFL. Then it's anger. Leave McManus in Chicago. Fire Matt LaFleur now. The bargaining, which would be stage 3. Maybe we can get Harbaugh. I didn't make this. Somebody else made it. And I made the joke that my brother has made every single one of these comments in the last 2 weeks, which he has. Depression. No one's coming to save us. Who would want to come to this trashy town anyway? And then the acceptance. Okay, we sucked without Parsons, but our defense... Or we sucked because we were without Parsons. Our defense sucked. But the Rams will expose the Bears for the frauds they are because they suck too. We all suck. So So anyway, there was a lot of people out there in Packer Nation that was rooting for Harbaugh to come to Green Bay, and I'm like, I don't know. And you can't improve. That was my whole point, where there's a ton of conversations about getting rid of. I don't like the look of how the season ended for sure, and it's hard to be like, yeah, welcome him back into the building after blowing a 23-3 or 21-3 lead at halftime. It's tough, right? And there have been a lot of heartbreaking losses in the playoffs and throughout the regular season in the LaFleur era. But I mean, can you immediately improve upon what you have if you let him go? And I think the answer to that right now currently is no. I don't think you can.
We're going to find out real quick how good of a coach Harbaugh is.
I think so too. He's like you said,
with what he's got to do, with what he's got ahead of him in New York.
Yeah. And they've got some good foundational players that they've drafted over the last couple of years, but they've got to hit on a couple more here and figure out what they can do.
They got a lot of work to do.
Yeah, so I do think that's right. But yeah, so Harbaugh's over there. They seem to give him a lot of credit and a lot of power. There was one report that came out that he doesn't even have to answer to the GM, but I think he came out and rebuked that, which I think anybody would because they don't want to seem like an egotistical maniac.
Sure.
Stefanski goes to the Falcons.
Yes, he does.
How do you feel about that? I feel like that's a good hire.
I think that's a good fit.
Yep.
I think it's a really good fit. I don't know what it means for Penix, but I think it's a good fit.
Yeah. So that they have Matt Ryan as president of football operations there now. I don't know who their GM is, but and then Stefanski is there as their coach.
Yep.
It'll be interesting to see what they do at quarterback.
No reference to Penix whatsoever.
No. So I do think that's a good hire. The one that broke late last night was Robert Saleh gets another chance to be a head coach, this time in Tennessee. So he's the Tennessee Titans head coach, which I think is an interesting one.
If you want to step away from defensive coordinator and get into the head coaching realm, I get it. You're going to take over some gigs sometimes that aren't very good. But for Robert Saleh, 1, Jets, 2, Titans, neither of them in a position to be overly competitive in the next 2-3 years without hitting on some free agency.
I think I would have waited for another more stable organization.
Goodness gracious.
I think it's clear that his decision-making when it comes to head coaching positions is not great when it goes to like choosing the organization. So I don't know.
Man.
But, I mean, there's only 32 jobs available. I guess you got to take them when you can get them. So.
I know. And hopefully the Titans, because I don't think the Jets did with him what maybe the Titans are doing. We're saying, look, we don't expect you to win now. Yeah. We'll give you some time to get your culture, your guys, your team, try to get a foundation, do whatever. Because Tennessee's pretty limited in a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
But, man, you go from Jets, Niners, to Titans.
Yeah.
It's like,
And then
don't move the family. Don't move the family, Robert. Just don't move the family.
Yeah. And then the Dolphins they go a different route. They don't hire who used to be a head coach. They go with Jeff Hafley. They hire the defensive coordinator for the Packers, he was a head coach at one point in time for Boston College, I believe, in college. But they take a chance on Jeff Hafley. Apparently, he blew them away in the interview, so he's going to be the new head coach of the Miami Dolphins.
I think he'll be all right. I think he'll do all right.
He has the presence of like a CEO type of thing, where he comes in and he has he's good at the pressers.
Yeah, he's got some personalities he's going to have to deal with down there. They've got their own little internal chaotic drama stuff.
We'll see if they don't shake things up a little bit as far as the roster is concerned. We'll see if Tua sticks around.
That has to happen.
Yeah, I think Tua might be gone. I don't think they're going to bring Tyreek back. I think they'll kind of try to make this into something.
Man, Tyreek is begging to get out of Miami, and there are no takers.
Yeah. When you're like celebrating as you've snapped your entire leg that you no longer have to play there.
Yeah,
pretty crazy.
Yeah, and nobody's going to come to Miami with an offer that's going to be anywhere near what Tyreek thinks he's worth.
Yeah,
it's not going to happen.
Yeah, yep. And then some other whisperings around the league are, Tomlin's going to take a year off. It'll be interesting to see who the Ravens go after. And then Mike McCarthy is currently interviewing for the Steelers position. He's from Pittsburgh. He's a Pittsburgh native. So that would be like a big homecoming for him if he was able to get that. I don't think that's the right choice. I think you're just kind of rehashing, stay above 500, make the playoffs, and an early round exit again if you do that type of thing. So yeah, I think there's definitely some more positions that I'll be interested to see who gets hired. The Buffalo one is interesting. It seems like they laid a lot of blame on McDermott, which, I mean, there is some validity to that based on some of the heartbreaking losses that they've had over the years. Some you can pin on his defense for not being able to hold up their end of the bargain after Josh Allen scores a touchdown.
Very true.
I would say you can pin a lot of the blame on the offense in the first half of this game with the fumbles and the interceptions that Josh had.
Yeah.
So he has every right to feel like he let his team down. So I think there was definitely some stuff they could have cleaned up here. There's always going to be somebody that needs to take the axe, take the blame for what happened.
Yep.
It's usually always going to be the head coach and not the guy that you're paying $60 million a year for.
Yep.
And I think the nail in his coffin is or the nail in the coffin that eventually got him fired was what reports are coming out this morning that are stating that he apparently approached the general manager Bean and then the head or the owner and before the playoffs and said, hey, we don't have the talent to win a Super Bowl this year. He was very upfront with them about it in a very bold move, and apparently they didn't like that. They didn't like that conversation. They didn't like his honesty when it came to it, and he eventually gets fired.
Hey, it cost Tommy Norris his job.
But is he wrong?
No, he's not wrong.
He's not wrong.
No, he's
they
not.
were throwing to Josh Allen, to your point, and the point you make all the time are just Amazon drivers out there. Brandon Cooks was his best receiver.
Correct.
Brandon Cooks has been in this league
some
for
great catches.
5 different teams. I think he's the only player to have 50 yards in a playoff game for 5 different teams. Yeah. Yep. So, Shakir, I mean, who's he throwing to, man?
Hey, man, Tommy Norris got real. You know who Tommy Norris is? He got real honest in Landman. He lost his job because he didn't have the same vision. Demi Moore fired him. There's a tease alert right there. Landman lost his job for being honest. See? Sean should have been watching. Sean should have paid attention.
That is the most, 50-something TV show.
Have you watched it?
It's just a worse version of Yellowstone.
That didn't answer my question. Have you watched it?
I haven't seen it, but I've seen clips of it, and I'm like, this is a worse version of Yellowstone, and it's just another rehash of Taylor Sheridan's poor writing.
You're scared.
I'm not scared.
You're scared to watch it.
I've got no interest in
great
watching
series.
Billy Bob Thornton
great series.
Wander around and make different quotes about how he's old and he doesn't get the younger generation.
It's great. It's a great show.
So anyway, so those are some of the shakeups. What's the most interesting job that's still available to you? Is it Buffalo?
I think now, yes.
Yeah. Over the Ravens?
Oh, yes.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
The Ravens job, there's a lot of pieces in place there.
Mm-hmm.
A lot.
That's what I mean.
Of pieces. So if you were going to swing for somebody that's, your new smart mind or your new innovative person or a new energy, the youthful guy, the whatever, there's a lot of pieces there to play with.
I feel like Brian Flores should go to the Ravens.
See, I had him linked. Maybe I said this last time. I had him linked to the Steelers.
Isn't that just Mike Tomlin all over again?
And
I'm not saying that because they look fairly
Steelers
similar.
all over again. It's what they've done. It's what they've done with their last 3 hires in 19 years.
I know, but isn't that the same thing? Because Mike Tomlin was the DC of the Vikings,
Yep.
and eventually gets the job with the Steelers.
Yep.
Yes, they both happen to be African American and kind of look the exact same. But I mean, isn't that just the same thing over again?
It is, but that's the Steeler pattern. They did the same thing with all three: youthful defensive coordinator, Steelers head coach, youthful DC, in Cowher.
I mean, if you want a guaranteed 15-year career where you're not going to get fired, I guess the Steelers would be the best place for you.
They were good with it with Tomlin. They were 500, slightly above for 10 years. I mean,
19 years, Kelly.
Right, but you allowed 7 consecutive playoff losses before you pulled the trigger. And did you actually pull the trigger, or did he step down? We don't even know. Now, I read something.
So he stepped down. So he can't go to a team unless they trade him.
No, and somebody did an interview with him, and I can't think of it. I'll try to find it later. Somebody did an interview with him where he said this is it. Like, he's done coaching. This isn't a year off. This isn't whatever. He's done. And it might have been a satire account, whatever the case is, but it was Mike is done. So we'll see.
God, I'm surrounded by idiots.
That's not appropriate. That's not nice. I'm just going off what I read. If it's on the internet, it's got to be true.
It's not true. There's no way.
We'll see.
No.
You don't have any crystal ball.
I don't believe it.
You're the guy that thinks Bo Nix hurt himself in a locker room celebration.
And I have more evidence for that than anybody does that Tomlin's just done coaching.
Credibility do you have? You don't have any credibility.
Very little.
None.
Very little. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens. I mean, I've heard connections with a bunch of different coaches. I mean, there was even a conversation, because I'm in the Packer realm, of McDermott potentially taking the DC coordinator job there. I don't know how I feel about that. But it seems like this coaching cycle is a bunch of just retreads, where they're not really taking a lot of chances on some of these DCs or OCs, where they're like, oh, you've coached here, we're going to bring you over here. And I'm like, I think I'd rather see some new blood a little bit.
Yep. It's time.
You kind of look at all the youngins that are out there. I mean, look at minus the AFC. If you look on the NFC side of things, you got 2 young coaches there, one defensive-minded, one offensive-minded, and they're very successful. If Seattle plays defense like they have most of the year, it's going to be hard for you to convince me that anybody's going to beat them. It's insane.
I don't know. I hope the Rams can get it done.
Absolutely insane. They made Mike Shanahan and that Niners offense Kyle Shanahan, look like they haven't touched a football in a fortnight. It was crazy. Are you okay?
Yeah. The headset's off.
Is your head growing?
The headset.
Do you have the L and the R in the right spot?
Likely the headset's off.
Is it on backwards?
It's folding up one of my ears because, as you know, nose and ears continue to grow as you age. So I think that's happening just right before our eyes, right here on the podcast. Anyway.
Yeah.
Hey, is it time?
I think so.
Wizard of Oz?
Let's do it.
I did. This one's football related again. College and pro.
Oh, no.
Okay? And if I get into this and I just happen to go, we're skipping that, it's because it's too damn easy. And I even asked for the harder version.
But I thought you said you didn't do very well.
So here we go. No, I didn't do worth a damn in this one.
Well, then ask me all of them.
Okay. Here we go, Ryan. Wizard of Oz. Volume something.
5?
Yeah, let's go with that. Ryan, which college football program has the most all-time wins?
Wins?
Most all-time wins. Alabama, Ohio State, Michigan, or Notre Dame?
I'm just going to go with Notre Dame because they've been around forever.
You are incorrect, sir. It is Michigan. Most all-time wins belongs to Michigan. Number 2. Who is the only player to win the Heisman Trophy twice? Archie Griffin, Tim Tebow, Barry Sanders, Bo Jackson.
Tim Tebow.
You are incorrect. It is Archie Griffin. Hit the button. There it is. Number 3. Which NFL team lost 4 consecutive Super Bowls?
The Bills.
Ding, ding.
That is correct.
What year? This is bad, so just listen to the years, okay? I failed this one miserably because I'm like, that didn't even happen. What year was the forward pass legalized in college football?
Ooh, okay, college football.
1895, 1906, 1912, or 1920?
1920.
You were incorrect. It is 1906. Which stadium hosted the first Super Bowl? Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum, the Rose Bowl, Lambeau, or the Miami Orange Bowl?
The Coliseum.
Ding, ding, ding.
That is correct.
That is correct. Who holds the NCAA record for most rushing yards in a single season? NCAA. Is it Derrick Henry, Barry Sanders, Melvin Gordon, or LaDainian Tomlinson?
I think the only reason I know that is because playing college football 26, you can look at the history and like where your players rank.
Yeah.
And I believe Barry Sanders is the all-time leader.
Ding, ding. Ding, ding.
That is correct.
Which NFL head coach has, it doesn't matter active or not active, which NFL head coach has the most career wins? Belichick, Shula, Hallis, or Reed?
All time. Doesn't matter if they're active or not.
Most career wins.
Belichick's number 2 because he's been chasing number 1 and didn't get there before he left for the NFL. I believe it's George Hallis.
You are incorrect. It is Don Shula. You are on pace with me, is what I'm telling you right now. What college football rivalry trophy is called? No, it's not going to be that difficult. Now think about this, right? Put the big brain on Brad. Think about this. Which college football rivalry trophy is called the Paul Bunyan Axe? Michigan versus Michigan State, Minnesota versus Wisconsin, Iowa versus Nebraska, or Oregon versus Washington?
This is just basic logic thinking here. Paul Bunyan's a big thing in Minnesota. I'm going with the Minnesota one.
Ding, ding. You are correct.
That is correct.
Which team won the first college football playoff national championship? Alabama, Clemson, Ohio State, or Florida State?
Alabama.
Would you like to guess again?
Well, it doesn't. I didn't get it right, so I mean, is it Florida State?
Would you like to guess again?
Is it Ohio State?
It is Ohio State.
Wow.
Yep. What is the maximum number of players allowed on an NFL active game day roster?
53-man roster, right?
Fantastic. Yeah. Nice work. That was the one that I was going to be like, no. Actually, wait. Let me get back here. What is the maximum number of players allowed on an NFL active game day roster? So here's what ChatGPT states.
I don't believe it.
They state 46.
No, it's an active 53.
All of my knowledge indicates 53. We're going to stay with 53, and we're going to make up our own damn rules. All right, here we go. Which quarterback threw 7 touchdown passes in one NFL game? And he was the first to do so. Peyton Manning, Sid Luckman, Drew Brees, or Joe Montana?
Sid Luckman.
You are correct. In what year? For extra bonus points.
That is correct.
We're talking a world war is what we're talking.
1942?
Ooh, missed it by a year. Good work. 1943. Nice. I'm going to give you that. That's fantastic. Okay, here we go. What bowl game is nicknamed the granddaddy of them all?
The Rose Bowl.
Ding, ding. What college conference?
That is correct.
Which college conference disbanded in 2014? Big East, Southwest Conference, Pac-12, or the WAC, known as the WAC?
2014. 2014?
2014.
Well, it wasn't the Pac-12 because we just talked about that being like 2022 or whatever, right? Like a couple shows ago, I think.
It's your answer. It's your answer.
Right. I'm talking it out right now.
It's fun to say. I mean,
I feel like you just gave it away.
No, I did not. It's not the WAC.
So So it's the 12, the East, or what was the last one?
It's the Southwest Conference or the Big East.
Southwest.
Jesus. You came down to 2 and you still got it wrong. It's the Big East.
That was what my gut said.
Yep. You should have gone with your gut.
Shoot.
I don't even want to ask this one. This is dumb.
How many are there?
There's only 2 to go.
Jeez, okay.
Who scored the immaculate reception touchdown? Terry Bradshaw, Lynn Swann, Franco Harris, John Stallworth. No way.
Stallworth.
Ryan Schultz.
I've seen the play 100 times, but I'm never looking at who the player is. I know Montana threw it, and I know it was against the Cowboys, and I know it was in the back left quarter of the end zone near
That is not the immaculate reception.
Oh, the immaculate. Sorry, I'm thinking of. Shoot. Sorry. Sorry, I know what you're talking about now. It was the ricochet that came off with the Steelers.
Thank you.
Okay, sorry. I was thinking of the.
Oh, I was going to throw shit.
Is that the play?
That is the play. The immaculate reception.
Or is the play the one with the Broncos?
The play. No, the play is the one you're thinking of with the Cowboys.
Okay, sorry. I was thinking of the completely wrong thing.
That was the catch.
The catch.
The play.
I think the play is the Broncos.
That is
against
the catch.
Cleveland.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
The catch is, yes.
Excuse me for getting the wrong reference. My bad.
Oh,
it's a lot going on here. Okay,
Lanta.
so now we're thinking of. It was Lynn Swann.
My palms are sweating.
Yeah.
It was not Lynn Swann. My palms are still sweating.
Who was the running back? He was the running back for the Steelers.
Franco.
There you go. Yeah.
Franco Harris.
Did Lynn Swann even play for the Steelers?
Yes.
Okay, that was why I even thought of
Everybody
it.
listed was a Steeler.
Oh, okay.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Extra bonus points. Where did Franco Harris go to college?
I don't know. How many colleges were around back then? Like 4?
Penn State.
Yeah. I got all flustered. I apologize. I was thinking of the wrong thing.
I'm sweating.
Yeah.
I'm sweating.
Yeah.
The immaculate reception. Which? This is a fun one. And I failed this one miserably. Which NFL team was the last to integrate an African American player? Kind of fits. Options are this: Cowboys, Redskins, Bears, Falcons.
I think it was Washington.
You are correct.
Yeah.
You are correct. That's it. How'd you do?
Immaculate reception, not the catch. Immaculate reception, not the catch. I wonder why my brain went there.
Because of
was a
your
great
age.
catch, though.
Because of your age
But
is
I'm
what
talking-
took you
But
there.
I'm talking about a play from the 80s, though.
Doesn't matter. It's your age. That's what took you there.
I got 8.
Oh, yeah. Got me by, well, you did 3 better than I did.
All right.
Yeah, I'm an idiot. I can ask the question, right?
Yeah.
And the answers are there.
Yeah.
And if I don't look at the answers or potential answers, right? I don't look at the multiple choice. If I just read the question and I can think and I'm like, okay. I feel like in this Wizard of Oz, I had a better shot just trying to guess it outright than when they put the multiple choice in front of me, because then it threw me all out of whack. But I did, however, get the immaculate reception right.
Yeah, that was a bit of a brain fart on my end. I wasn't really using my noodle on that one.
I was wondering. I asked it, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is surefire. This is Ryan. He's all over this shit. Like,
do you know who the tight end was that caught the pass for the catch? Was it
Clark?
Is it Clark?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dallas Clark. No,
Damn,
not Dallas
Clark played forever.
Jesus. Is it Clark?
Now you're questioning all life.
Not Dallas Clark. No, Clark's not even right. Clark's not even right.
War number 87?
Yeah, it wasn't Travis Kelce either.
It was Dwight Clark.
Dwight Clark.
Yeah.
Dwight Clark. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, now I need the play. That was a Bronco thing, right?
The play.
Oh, no, that was the Stanford band play. Cal Bears.
Who was playing quarterback for that game?
John Elway.
I never knew that.
Yeah.
I never knew that until I watched the Elway doc.
Yeah.
No. Resend, rewind. I knew that, but watching the Elway documentary on Netflix reminded me that Elway was, in fact, the
Isn't it weird how your brain works? So I recall that there is a play called The Play, right? It's called The Play. And my brain immediately goes, oh, that's the Denver Broncos. Why? Because of John Elway.
Correct.
No, it's not the Broncos because of John Elway. It's the Stanford Cardinals and the California Golden Bears because John Elway was the quarterback of the Stanford Cardinals during The Play.
And I sat here trying to be all smart, and I'm like, yeah, The Play. That was the Broncos. I didn't have a freaking clue until we're now having this little dialogue.
The Drive is the Broncos versus the Cleveland Browns.
Cleveland Browns. Yes. The Drive.
We got to come up with better names.
We do.
98-yard drive he engineered in the closing seconds of the 86 American Football Conference Championship game against the Cleveland Browns.
Did you watch the documentary on Elway?
I have not.
Really good.
Okay.
Really good.
All right.
They do. I feel like not being overly critical, but I feel like they left out a pretty significant piece.
Netflix documentaries have a way of doing that.
Yeah, they kind of left out a real significant piece, so I'll let you watch it, and then
because I was all jacked up about the one they were going to do on the Urban Meyer Gators.
Yeah,
and it was nothing.
No, it.
Yeah, and I think documentaries have been ruined for me for two reasons: the one that ESPN did on OJ, and then the one they did on the '96 Bulls.
Yeah,
or the '90s Bulls. Those are two of the best documentaries I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah,
and if you haven't seen either of those, you need to watch them both. The OJ one is incredible, and then the one about the Bulls is also great.
The Last Dance or whatever it is. Yeah,
it's great.
That's really good.
Yeah. So
yeah, you got to watch the Elway one, and I'm not going to put it on the air, but I think they missed a very critical piece in Elway's post career.
Oh, yeah.
I think they missed a huge piece in that because this isn't giving too much away, but his ex-wife did a phenomenal job of, she kept it light. She kept it positive. She actually had many favorable things to say and actually didn't throw any mud at all.
Yeah.
And I think they missed a real critical piece in that whole thing.
Yeah, because I remember correct. He had a ton of dealerships in Denver. Every time we would go down there, John Elway dealerships all over the place, right? And then whatever happened between him and his wife, all of a sudden it just ate up all of them.
That ties in, and I feel like that's a very significant factor in something that should make a documentary. Because oftentimes we want to talk about, here's the rise, here's the fall, here's where we're at, here's where we've kind of flatlined. They missed it. Yeah. They missed it.
It's kind of interesting what happens to somebody because wasn't Elway recently involved in some sort of accident that killed a guy in a golf cart?
Yes.
Yeah. So stuff like that. I think it's very interesting what goes on after these playing careers. I think if they ever do a Favre documentary, I think that would be super interesting because obviously he's got all the success in the 90s, but also mixed in with a lot of drug abuse in with that, plus his time with the Jets and whatever was going on with the chick.
Towels, locker rooms.
And then not to even mention all of the weird embezzling and money stuff that's gone on post-career with the Medicaid. And
I don't think they want to make that one yet because it might be an indictment.
Could be. And then now he's got Parkinson's. So it's wow. But anyway, we're going to wrap up the show here. If you want to be a part of the show, like Anthony and Shelby were, you can make a comment on your podcast service of choice. They comment and say that Kelly was that's Kelly's stubborn way of saying that he made the rule up on the spot, and now that Ryan gave him an out, I'm just taking it. Just admit you're wrong and move on, jackwagon.
I didn't make it up. I'm telling you, I've been hearing about this rule since the early 90s.
Yeah.
I've been hearing about it since early, and understand where I was at as a Chiefs fan in the 90s. We weren't winning playoff games. We weren't barely making it. So I got to hear year after year about, the Chiefs are in the AFC West and blah, blah, blah. So now I guess you got to go for the Broncos. You got to go for I've been hearing about it since the 90s. It's an unwritten rule. I didn't just make it up. No, I don't like it. And you did give me an out to follow it, and I'm going to follow it now.
Very good. Well, if you want to give Kelly shit, you can also leave a comment, or you can email us at thearmchairauthority@gmail.com.
Or just walk right into my office.
Or you can find him personally and take care of that yourself in person.
Yeah.
If you want to support the show, you can buy a t-shirt at tpublic.com. There's a link in the description for that. Leave a 5-star review. Tell your friend about us if you'd like to. We'd like to grow the show, get more ears, get more listeners, be able to expand it a little bit more. We are working, as Kelly mentioned, but didn't really understand. We're working on hopefully getting this into a video medium so you can see our reactions and our stupid faces should you choose to watch it while we record it. Kind of moving one step closer to that. So we'll keep you updated as that goes. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram as well. Updates will be posted there should you want them to know when the next episodes get a drop. And we'll look forward to talking to you guys next week as the NFL playoffs roll on. We didn't even get into the Dodgers today, which I'd like to at some point as well. But baseball season's long, hasn't even started. We can talk about that next week. But, because that's something that really kind of pissed me off. But we just kind of ran out of time today. We were on a lot of tangents, a lot of rabbit trails, a bunch of different things. But
go Rams!
We appreciate you guys
go Rams!
Listening, as always, and we will catch you next week.
Go Rams!
They know the game, but they're keeping it fun, poking fun at the stats. They're second to none. From fantasy leagues to the locker